Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at Obsidian Flames. What we need to do is have a big update about the most valuable cards in Obsidian Flames, and this has gotten extremely interesting. Now, we did this a few weeks ago when the set actually revealed. But now it's time to come back and have a look at what's happened. And what's basically happened is we have massively narrowed, what is valuable in terms of this particular set. And the set as a whole has crashed in price hilariously. And, well, as previously mentioned, I find this hilarious. Like, one of my favorite cards in the set, one of the ones I actually pulled initially in my box, was Gold Artisan. Love that card. And of course, it's one I saw for the very first time when I actually pulled it from a box, which I don't get to do very often, so that made me extremely happy. It's a gold stadium, the pull rates are low, Artisan is a playable stadium, so what are we looking at here? It's a $3 card. Started off as an $18 card. It is now a $3 card. I adore this, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely adore this. This is just, and don't get me wrong, right? Yeah, fine, I know for some people, some people do like to try and get value from their cards, etc. But if there's people out there that like Kato artwork, like I do, or people that just want to play the blingiest version of Artisan, yeah, now they can more easily. But that's not making the top 10 most valuable cards. What is? Well, in at number 10, we've got ourselves Gita. The special illustration rare of Gita, I should say. Now, this one has dropped from about borderline $40. It's dropped down to a $6 card. This is in the top 10 most expensive cards in the set. It is a $6 card. This makes me happy. I am personally a big fan of the Ice Cube. I think the Ice Cube is brilliant. The Ice Cube is a sub $4 card. I know not everyone loves the art on the Ice Cube, that's fine. I like Ice Cube as a Pokemon. I did the reveal of the regular artwork in English. I just think it's cool. This special art, it's $4, I'm picking it up. Gita's a $6 card, and look, it's still one of the best cards in the set, because the artwork is stunning, because Gita is a very popular character, and it's a really interesting card that lets you search your deck for 2 basic energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon. And then during this turn, your Pokemon can't attack, but it doesn't end your turn, which is really important because then, of course, you've got plenty of other cool things you can do that do end your turn. So one of the brilliant things about Gita is you can essentially use an ability or some kind of trainer card that ends your turn in addition to Gita, whereas so many other cards like this in the past would actually have ended your turn. This is a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. We like Gita. Now, in at number 9, we've got the illustration rare of Pidgey, and the answer for this, very simply, is Pidgeot is really good. Now, Pidgeotto doesn't get on this list. The reason Pidgeotto doesn't get on this list is very simply because rare candy exists. And whereas, if you're playing a fancy version of Pidgeot, you're probably going to want 4 copies of Pidgey or up to 4 copies to, maximize your chances of having it. 2, 3, 4, however your list looks. Depends how important Pidgeot is to your deck as a whole. But Pidgeotto, you're playing maybe 1 maximum. A lot of people are playing Pidgeotto in Stage 2 decks anyway. Things like Charizard, for instance. And in those decks, you're just not playing the Stage 1, you're just going rare candy. Or we see people playing it in Arceus decks. But again, Arceus are going to use Starbirth to go rare candy in Stage 2. There is no way that they are going to be mucking about here with the Pidgeotto. So Pidgeotto doesn't actually make the list, but Pidgey absolutely does, and it's a cool card. But it's not really for Pidgey, it's for Pidgeot, and the fact that rare candy is a thing. Now, in at number 8, we've got ourselves Full Art Pidgeot. And it's kind of a bit messed up at the moment. Now, over on TCG Player, and I've seen a bit of this on eBay as well, the full art is actually going for less than the regular. I don't really know why, but as it stands at the moment, number 8 is the full art Pidgeot, And spoiler alert, number 7 is going to be the regular Pidgeot. Not entirely sure why, but I'm sure this will be corrected shortly. They're basically the same, honestly. But looking at the trends on TCG Player, looking at recent solds, the regular one is generally higher. People apparently like it more. I like the full art more, that's just me. But Pidgeot, as previously mentioned, stunning card. The attack's actually not bad. 2 energy and you may discard a stadium in play. That's kind of useful. But make no mistake about it, it's there for the ability that lets you once during your turn search for any card. And it's limited to once during your turn, regardless of how many Pidgeot you have on the field. If you've got multiple, you're still only allowed to use this once. But come on, ladies and gentlemen, this lets you go and search any card whatsoever, once per turn. That is redonk. There is a very good reason this card is up so high. I haven't actually said it yet. This one is coming in around about a $7 card. And then around about an $8 card, we've got regular Pidgeot EX. Now, we don't need to spend much time looking into this, because we've just kind of said what we need to about Pidgeot. It's just weird that this is generally going for about $1 more than the full art. And I'm sure this is just a recent trend and it's going to be reversed sometime soon, but I'm giving you the most up-to-date information I've got at the time I make the video. And at the time I make the video, this is what's happening. Weird? Yes. But basically, these are both $7 or $8 cards. They are both big. They are both going to see play. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Now, in at number 6, we've got the illustration rare Ninetales coming in at, it's touch and go. Let's call it $9? Slightly high, really, but let's call it $9. Let's go for that. And basically, this is an artwork thing. This kind of happens to one artwork rare per set now for some reason. People have gone, oh, that's really pretty. Let's all pay over the odds for it. And that's what's happened. Like, I like the attack. 2 energy, put 9 damage counts on one of your opponent's Pokemon. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. But who out there is seeing a bunch of fire lists with Ninetales doing really well? The answer is none of you, because it's not. It's just an artwork thing. As a fun little side note, I pulled 2 of these in Japanese from Ruler of the Black Flame packs over in Japan while I was out there for Worlds. It is a stunning card. I get one to my friend because they're a big Ninetales fan. And then obviously the other one's in binder. So it's a cool card, but this one is too high. It's just the illustration rare that this set people have gone, yeah, let's pump that one up. Now, in at number 5, we've got ourselves Pidgeot, the special illustration rare. Now, this is coming in at around about $13, and this one's nice and simple, right? I've told you about Pidgeot already. You know the deal with Pidgeot. This is the best version of Pidgeot. So all those things I said about it being a very good card still hold true. All those things I said about people wanting to play it still hold true. This is just the best, fanciest, nicest version of the card, and therefore has been pushed up more than the other versions. It really is as simple as that. Now, in at number 4, we've got Charizard, and you're going to see a bit of a theme coming in here, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see a bit of a theme. Now, this is regular Charizard that somehow is kind of... It's about a $16 card at the moment. TCG Player is showing a market price of $20, but honestly, it's mostly selling for like $16 at the moment. So I'm calling it $16 right now. That is still weird. The 4th biggest card in the set, above the vast majority of your special illustration rares, gold cards, full arts, etc., is regular Charizard. And the reason here is very simple. This Charizard is apparently good. And the price of Charizard is always inflated because people love Charizard, but this Charizard is actually good. When you evolve into it, you get to search your deck for free basic fire and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. And for 2 energy, you do 180 plus 30 more for each prize card your opponent's already taken. It's got 330 HP, it accelerates energy, it hits for big damage. And sure, it's a stage 2, although a lot of people are playing it with Pidgeot to try and help. But the fact of the matter is, people love Charizard and this one's actually playable. And we don't need to spend that much time on the top 3, because the top 3 were just going up the Charizard. So we've got ourselves a full art Charizard here. Now, this one is going for around about $22 right now. And this is just the next fanciest Charizard. It's full art, so it's a bit rarer and fancier than the regular, but not as rare and fancy as the rest. In at number 2, we've got ourselves the gold Charizard, which is generally selling for, well, it's kind of all over the place at the moment, but I'm calling it about $26. That's about what we're going for at the moment, which is, as you can see, very, very close to the full art, but the gold is a little rarer and a little fancier, so it just pops up a tiny little bit. And then in at number 1, we've got the special illustration rare Charizard, and this card has plummeted. It's about a $70 card right now, but it launched at a $260 card. It has dropped all the way down to a $70 card. This is a ridiculous drop in price. But it's as I've explained to you several times, this is kind of standard in a set like this, where there aren't that many cards. Like, this is made of one Japanese set rather than 2 or 3 like normal, which means that the number of secret rares is lower, which means the chances of hitting each individual secret rare are higher, and that's how we end up where we are. It's a Charizard world, and we're all living in it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know which cards you've pulled from this set. I want to know which cards you've been picking up as singles. I want to know anything you want to tell me, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.